Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello girls and boys. Today we're gonna start explaining the last two lessons in Unit 2, which is very important indeed. And it's important make me starting to explaining them. Okay, starting with the first lesson, which is forms of energy and their changes. And this is lesson 1 in Unit 2. Okay, starting with the meaning of energy. Well, energy is the ability to do work. We want to understand more what is energy. Yes, we said it is ability to do work, but what that mean? Well, taking this example, this boy exerting an effort. This effort means work. And the reason he exerting this effort to make him go up the stairs. But how could he able to do this? Well, this because the stored energy in his body. So the energy stored in his body make him able to exert an effort. This effort make him able to go up to the stairs. And taking another example, this girl exert an effort, which is the work again, to move the bicycle. And she able to do this effort because there is a specific energy stored in her body. So a very important fundamental condition is that to create a work, finding a specific energy storing in a body, or in any object indeed. So again, the meaning of the energy is that it is the ability to do work. So if there is energy, we can do work. And if there is no energy, we won't be able to do work. Now we want to explain the forms of energy. Well, we have a lot of forms of energy, starting with the potential and kinetic energies. And that's indeed the most important two energies in all of the forms of the energy. Okay, explaining them with this example at first. Well, we have two positions of this bicycle with this boy, and these two positions, each one of them explaining a specific energy. When the boy is moving up or down from this mountain, we can say that this boy or the body of the boy have a specific energy. This energy is a kinetic energy as he is in a moving state. So these two states explaining the kinetic energy. And only when the boy with the bicycle in a rest position, this state, the energy and the body stored in it is a potential energy. So these two types of the energies, so the kinetic energy here, this position and this position too, and the potential energy when the boy reaching to the top of the mountain. Another example with this car, well, this car having also two positions. The first position when it's exerting work and moves up, or when it moves down. So these two positions, the energy in them, the energy found in the car is a kinetic energy. And only in this position, which is the rest position of the car, it is the potential energy. And of course, there will be furthermore discussion about the potential and kinetic energy in the coming years. Continuing with the forms of energy, there is not only potential and kinetic energy, there is also light energy. Like the energy comes from the sun, and yes, the light comes from the sun, it is energy. And the sound energy comes from the instruments that creating sound. And although we have the heat energy, for example, the heat that comes from the heater. And although there is electric energy that is found in every house in the world. And also there is chemical energy. And we will explain only the sound energy. Well, what is the sound energy? The sound energy is a specific form of energy. We say that a lot of forms of energy, the sound is one of them, and after it reaches to the air, it causing the sense of hearing. So we hear because the sound energy reached to our ears, and it looks like that. We won't talk more about the sound energy. We want to know how sound is produced. Okay, let's first watch the first video to understand how sound is produced, or to conclude it. We have here a ruler, and it is fixed on this table by this way, and this guy right here wants to move this ruler, and again it is fixed from this position. Listen carefully to the sound that would have created from the ruler. This ruler make vibrations, and again listening to this sound, So the sound comes from the ruler after it vibrates. So the vibrating of the body is creating sound. And this is the conclusion we have here. The vibrations from the objects create sound. Okay, taking another example, we have the tuning fork and we have the rubber band. We will use this rubber band to hit the tuning fork to make it vibrate. And listen how this tuning fork will create sound after we hit it by this rubber band. So the sound that is creating from this tuning fork is found by hitting it, because after we hit this tuning fork, it vibrates. As we see here, when hammered, we can listen to the sound produced from the tuning fork, but we can't see the vibrations of the prongs of the tuning fork. Why? We say that the body creates sound after it vibrates, but we can't see the vibrations of the tuning fork. How can we prove that the tuning fork is vibrating? If we put this light plastic ball beside the tuning fork, it should move. Why it should move? Because the tuning fork is vibrating, and that will be the proof of the vibrating of the tuning fork and creating the sound that we heard right now. So we just hit the tuning fork and putting it beside this light plastic ball, and we see that the light ball is moving. That's because of the moving or the vibrating of the tuning fork. As we see here, the plastic ball is moving because the vibrations that comes from the tuning fork, and this is the proof that the tuning fork is vibrating, and hence it creates sound. So we conclude that sound is produced or originate due to the vibration of objects, okay? And we will finish in this part and we'll complete the rest of the lesson in the next time, and see you in the next time. Goodbye.